It's electric football week 4, and
In color.
this nostril is starting to run. So keep an eye on that as we go through this. That's Stu RS1.
That's Steve Brown.
I'm DJ Steve Alert, baby. That was to the football guru. I promised him an old school rap reference.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
All right.
Ravens at Steelers. Big Ben down. Next man up is
Michael Vick.
People forget how damn bad Michael Vick was with the Jets.
Didn't take long.
He really didn't care, and I don't know if he cares now anymore. I think the Ravens get their first win, Stu.
With really no analysis to this game, I'm taking the Ravens because at this point, with Mike Vick at the helm, I'm not confident he can make this team run. You know, Roethlisberger's kind of the cog to this whole team.
And what the team needs to do is run.
Yeah, and they still don't have Le'Veon Bell yet, and Martavius Bryant still out until week 5. So, Ravens.
Here's the one I'm waiting for, Stu. You're off to London. You go ahead.
Okay, a home game in England. Jesus, it's bad enough the Dolphin fans have to watch this team in the United States. But now we send clueless Joe to England? Off with his head. I mean, imagine, I might even be hungover at 9:30 in the morning just to watch it. I may just stay drunk all night so I can get through this game at 9:30 in the morning and sober up in the afternoon. Jets.
As if he does it most nights.
That's true.
Dolphins go over to England and flop around helplessly. Jets defense grinds them up into tuna helper. I'm Jets too.
Philbin's last game.
Won't be. Jags at Colts. Luck gets lucky here. He gets a home game. He gets a team that only has 6 sacks so far on the season, so he's probably going to have time to set up and throw passes.
If he plays.
Instead of, is he hurt?
He's questionable. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
See, there you go.
But he will play.
No reason to believe he won't.
Take my word for it, and I am taking the Colts.
I agree. I have nothing to add here. They haven't lost to Jacksonville in 3-4 years. They're not going to lose this week.
Okay.
Colts.
Giants at Bills. And I think Rex may actually be more worried about the Clemson-Notre Dame game because his kid goes there. Let's go Tigers! Kick some little leprechaun ass. Anyway, Giants at Bills. And Giants get Victor Cruz back, which is big news around here. But I don't really think the Bills' defense is going to give a crap.
Yeah, they don't.
I think the Giants' offensive line is way too weak against the front 4 of the Bills, which is spectacular. I expect a hurried and harried and just beaten up Eli Manning at the end of this game. Give me the Bills.
Yeah, this is one of those games that scares me, though. This is a game Buffalo should win, but this is also the kind of game the Giants typically win when they shouldn't, when I expect them to lose. So I think if the Giants can stop the Bill rushing, they'll win, but I don't think they can stop the Bills rushing. I'm taking the Bills here, the other New York team, real New York team, the New York team that plays in New York.
What do you mean they play in New York?
Buffalo's in New York. The Giants and Jets never are.
Gotcha. Sorry. 3-0 Panthers.
There goes our set.
At the Buccaneers. The fans are charging the set.
There goes welcome to the Cosmos Club.
All right, we're tearing the place down. Right. Anyway, that's Stu's bed sheets.
It's the
Batcave. Maybe Jameis Winston will become Cam Newton, but he ain't going to do it this week. Cam Newton's got the Panthers out to 3-0, and they pick up Jared Allen, ex-Viking, and may actually work out as a situational pass rusher. So I like the Panthers in this. I said last week Cam's playing at the MVP levels and really carrying that team.
Yeah, what I see is Jameis Winston looking across the field and seeing what he wants to become here, which is Cam Newton. Cam Newton's playing kind of at an MVP level thus far. Neither team is really passing well, but the Panthers are rushing very well, and I think the Panthers in a runaway here.
Here we go. Eagles at the team from Washington, and somebody needs to explain to me why the hell any GM, Saints or what was it, Mickey Loomis, or
Loomis,
pulled that one out of my Mickey Loomis.
Out of your Loomis.
Excuse me, my Loomis is showing. So anyway. What was it, Bobby Beathard? Why the hell does anybody get rid of Darren Sproles? He's like the most productive, great teammate, all around, just productive guy. You put him as a freaking safety. You could have him like up in the stands selling programs.
He's that versatile.
And he brought the Eagles around last week, and I believe he will do the same against the Redskins. I don't think the Eagles are a very good team. I'm not changing my mind about Chip Kelly or anything like that right now. I think they're headed downward, but I think on their way down they're going to land on top of the team from Washington. Give me Philly.
Yeah, I don't think the Skins are as bad as everyone predicted here, and their defense hasn't been terrible. But I still like the Eagles here to use more of Sproles, more and more. I mean, use Sproles. That's why he's there, to win games for you.
Yeah.
Al Morris could have a nice fantasy day here, but it's not enough to win a game. I'm taking the Eagles over the Redskins.
Sproles in space. I'd never get rid of him if I was a GM.
I'd be idiot.
Like pigs in space. Remember the Muppets?
Barely.
Anyway, Raiders at Chicago, and the Raiders are coming off a win, and Chicago is hoping that Mrs. O'Leary's cow will burn down the current iteration of the Bears, because they're horrible. They're having a little bit of a fire sale, getting rid of what was it, Bostic and Allen. We talked about that. So I see the Raiders on the road taking a win here. I don't see Chicago putting up much, pretty much the rest of the season.
Yeah, who'd have believed I'd become a Raiders fan, but this is a fun combination to watch. Carr and Cooper. This is a fun duo to watch for a few years here.
That's an excellent point.
The Bears already traded their season away, so there's no use thinking there's any fight in this Bear. The Raiders have no defense, though, but do Bears shit in the woods? Well, they shit on the football field. Raiders.
Sorry, we didn't give the mature warning. The Texans at the Falcons, and I got to tell you, I am on the 3-0 Falcon bandwagon.
Me too. I hate to do it, but I am.
Julio Jones is the juggernaut, bitch. I mean, he just will not be stopped. Devonta Freeman, did I say that right? Devonta Freeman has added a dimension that they've been lacking for a long time. Remember the Steven Jackson into the line and fall down moments? I'm serious.
What play is that page on?
Great run back. Okay, we're going to go left Z, 42XY, Jackson fall down, on 2, break. Swear to God, that's what it feels like. But I like an improved Falcons defense. The Texans, once again, underwhelming. Yep. So give me the Falcons at home.
Yeah, Atlanta's the number 3 offense right now, and they don't have a defense that'll scare anyone, but Matt Ryan, as long as he doesn't screw the pooch here and plays a good game like he's been doing, I'm liking the Falcons. I hope they keep it up. They've sucked for a while.
All right, I'm going to throw this one over. Chiefs at Bengals. I'm going to throw this one to Stu because I need a couple more seconds to think about this one.
Oh, okay.
This is the toughest game to pick for me.
Agreed. The other surprise team besides Atlanta to me is the Bengals. It's a surprise because they're winning. They're supposed to win. They've had the roster to do so
every year. It
but
feels
surprise,
like
they never do. The real other surprise is Kansas City. It's not a surprise at all. This has been Kansas City all along. They don't have a passing game. You can run Jamal Charles all day, but if you can stop him, you've basically beaten the Chiefs here. So you tee off on him. It's their second road game in a week. I'm going with the Falcons here. Bengals, sorry.
That's
the other surprising, the Bengals.
I'm leading Bengals too. The Chiefs finally got a wide receiver touchdown, and they broke that string.
Yeah, but it took 2 years.
I think Macklin got one. Yeah, it took an incredible amount. Alex Smith, they were talking about Alex Smith was drafted in front of Aaron Rodgers, which I had forgotten about.
I did too.
And I got to tell you, San Francisco's got to be sitting there going, he was in our backyard. Yeah. He was sitting right there, and we took the guy from Utah. I have always been sort of an Alex Smith apologist, but his time is running out. He's not making big plays. He's not good enough to win a game for you, and the Chiefs aren't good enough as game managers. Dalton is suddenly looking clutch.
Yep.
That will change when they get to the playoffs, or at least my opinion of that, my prognostication for that will change when they get to the playoffs. But I can't see a reason not to like him at home, so I'm taking the Bengals in this one.
Me too. All right. Browns, Chargers. I think this is an easy one for the Bolts here. Rivers is putting up decent numbers this year, and the 1-2 punch of Melvin Gordon and little Danny Woodhead.
Danny Woodhead.
That should be enough for them. They just have to be careful that Travis Benjamin doesn't have a crazy day again.
Oh, speaking of that little guys, Wes Welker is evidently trying out with the Giants as well as Hakeem Nicks, and Champ Bailey is saying, don't do it, Wes, retire. When a pro like Champ Bailey is telling you, I've watched you get those concussions, your time's over, maybe you should listen. So,
agreed.
As much as I enjoy watching Wes play, I hope he doesn't come back. Browns at Chargers. There was a TMZ report that 3 anonymous Browns were talking about the division in the locker room, and I thought to myself, aren't all the Browns anonymous at this point? Seriously, since that franchise has come back, like, have they had one named player where you went, this is the guy that didn't actually go off and become an alcoholic and get suspended for the rest of the
Peyton Hillis.
That's your honest to God. It's not far from the truth.
Yeah,
I mean, like, you really don't have in all those years. You really haven't had a franchise face. That's hard to believe. Anyway, I'm with you. I think a Rivers runs through it. I think a Woodhead runs through it. I think a Gordon runs through it. I'm taking the Browns.
Packers Niners.
You want me?
Go ahead.
I'll do this one.
I'm gonna look for where we're set.
Aaron Rodgers had more touchdown passes and a higher number of touchdown passes than Colin Kaepernick had as his QBR rating. I think Kaepernick's QBR rating was below 20.
16.7.
Okay, there you go. Statman, Rainman, 16.7. 16.7.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
16.7.
Wapner, electric football on in 2 minutes. Electric football in 2 minutes. So anyway, Kaepernick's first 2 passes turned into touchdowns for the other team. Like, he came out in the second half and his first pass was picked off. This is a man that just has no clue. Jim Thomas Sulu should be on a suicide watch, and Aaron Rodgers is playing at it. Rodgers, Newton, and Brady are the early MVP candidates in my mind. No way San Francisco can take this game even at home. Yeah. Give me Green Bay.
Kaepernick is struggling mightily. Rodgers isn't. Done. Packers.
Yeah, holy crap. Didn't you used to be Colin Kaepernick? Remember that commercial? Wasn't he the one? I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man.
Oh, yeah.
With the 16.7 QBR rating, QBR rating.
I left my game in San Francisco. Rams Cards.
Okay, Rams Cards.
Game of the week.
I was going to also point out that Kaepernick was a pass or two away from a couple of Super Bowl victories.
True too,
but hard to believe when you watch what he did last week.
How far they've fallen.
This is the game of the week, and it would be a much better game if the Rams had a QB that scared you.
Yeah.
But they really don't. Cardinals have the highest point differential. Cardinals are putting up numbers, crazy numbers.
When your defense scores 14 points in the first quarter.
And when Carson Palmer remains standing. And they have to just be sitting there going like, would you like some massage? Would you like some yoga? Can we get you, can we get you a tonic? Like, whatever it takes to keep Carson Palmer upright, as long as he's standing, the Cardinals seem to have a chance to go very far this year. So based on the Cardinals having the superior firepower on O and basically equivalent Ds, and home field advantage, I'm taking the Cardinals.
I am too. The problem is that the Rams offense is ranked dead last. It's 32nd in the league against this defense. They always play each other tight. The Rams can surprise in this division as they typically heartbreak once or twice a year, but I don't think this is the year. As long as Carson Daly is fine, he's okay. And
whatever happened to Carson Daly?
I don't know.
Not a very talented man.
Whatever happened to our set?
Vikings at the Broncos, and I got to tell you, I'm trying very hard to figure out ways that we win this game, and I just can't do it. I wish this game was later in the season when Peyton's arm falls off. Even a diminished Peyton Manning is scary. Bridgewater has not been asked to do much, and he's pretty much not done much. I mean, he's been efficient but not impressive. How the hell did we lose to the 49ers in week 1?
I don't know.
How the hell did we get shit stomped by the 49ers in week 1? I still haven't figured that out.
It was week 1. How'd the Dolphins win?
Yeah, barely, though.
Anyone?
We got shit stomped. I like saying shit stomped. I'm just going to keep saying shit stomped.
Shit stomped.
Put the kids in the back room because I'm saying shit stomped. I don't think we'll get shit stomped here, and I do think we have a chance, but I think we have a chance basically because Denver cannot run the ball, and we can, but I don't know that we'll be able to run the ball against Denver's defense, which is much improved. Denver's one of those teams, it's really weird. For years, it was all offense, no defense, and now you can see it like flip-flopping, and if just once or twice they had both, both units on the same level, they'd have a couple of championships in them. I like Denver in Denver. I'm rooting Vikes, but I'm picking Denver.
I knew you wouldn't take it. I know Steven isn't taking his guys, but I'm going to ride the Viking train.
God bless you.
I'm not a Bronco fan this year. I know they demolished, and Monday night with their defense was pretty stifling, or it was a Sunday night, whatever night I didn't watch the end of a game of.
Yeah, I fall asleep for all of those games now.
You know, they were in the backfield a lot, but I think with AP you can't do that. So I'm riding the Vikes till they lose here.
NFL Rewind is my
Brother love.
my favorite thing because I'm asleep. 9 o'clock halftime, I'm out.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of out, we've got the Cowboys at the Saints, and you're looking at, you're not looking at Breeze versus Romo, you're looking at Whedon versus McCown, both of whom put up decent fantasy numbers, but there's a reason it's called fantasy football and not real football, because in real football, wins matter, statistics don't. In this game, I like the Cowboys to be able to move the ball consistently against a bad Saints defense. So I expect them to ride a talented offensive line and a strong running game, minimize what Whedon has to do, and win this game.
Yeah, the Saints are lifeless. Everyone there is going to be jettisoned at the end of the year, including maybe Drew Brees. I think his time is done.
His number is
in New
huge.
Orleans,
His cap number is huge.
Yeah, so look for the Cowboys, even with Brandon Whedon at quarterback, to take this game, I think, pretty handily. Saints can't win at home anymore. I keep losing in suicide pools because of the Saints taking the freaking Cowboys.
All right. And we finish up with the Lions at the Seahawks.
Yeah, I wish this was going to be a good game.
I got to tell you, who's looking forward to this one?
Mm.
I'm really not. This one should be over by halftime.
Yep.
I guess the only question really is Marshawn Lynch's health and if his mom's going to call up and yell at the offensive coordinator or not. What can you say? I think the Lions are the most talented 0-3 team in the NFL right now, and next week I'll tell you I think they're the most talented 0-4 team in the NFL. You know, Matthew Stafford, Calvin Johnson, Abdullah, and they're not doing much.
The Stafford era has to end. It has to end.
Okay, and what? You're going to draft a rookie QB next year? He's a tough guy to give up on, is what I'm saying. He's one of those guys that is so physically talented, a la a Cutler, that they're hard to give up on. You see how many bad quarterbacks are out there. You see how many quarterbacks are bust. First-round QBs are bust. And you go, well, hell, the devil we know.
Yeah, here we are mocking out Brandon Whedon, though, who won a game last week. And we're like trying to defend the guy that can't win games anymore.
No, it's true.
I think it has to end there. Just like the Saints, I think Stafford has. Maybe they switch quarterbacks, get a little life. There's my tip.
That would be a hell of a very nice, Stu. So that's
working.
Yeah, this is good stuff. What is this?
Brain juice.
Cricket.
Cricket Hill Snoderdorfen.
Let me refresh my memory. Need to drown the Loomis.
I think Seattle's going to be electric. It's a Monday night game. This is one of those games that they can just take over and smother an opponent, and I think they do it here. I don't think the Lions can keep up.
And you know what's electric?
Electric
we are, because
football.
we're electric football. We love you. Thanks for being here.
Keep
Sorry,
commenting. We'll answer.
The Lions.
We'll finish these beers. You watch the rest of this. Good night.
And watch the other prognosticators, because
they're all very good.
Put posts saying, please watch the other prognosticators.
Yes,
so
watch
please
everyone.
Watch them.
We don't have electric
Gio
stuff.
knows, the football guru, Half Moon Picks.
Hatbox Kid,
there's a bunch
Moles
out
and
there.
Mears, you name it. They're on here.
Look them up.
Peace.
We love you.